Gather round people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone.
The year 2021 marks the 150th anniversary of the Toronto and York Region Labour Council. For a century and a half, working people have organized collectively around a vision of economic and social justice. It's been a remarkable journey, and the lessons from our past provide a guide for anyone working for a more just society today and tomorrow. We are in the dish with one spoon territory. Our story began on the land of Indigenous communities and has been forged with those who have come from around the world as immigrants or refugees to build Canada's largest urban centre. 150 years ago, a small group of trade unionists came together to give life to an idea: the creation of a collective voice for working people in Toronto. On April 12, 1871, the Toronto Trades Assembly was founded. Within a year, the fledgling labour movement would be tested. Printers at the Globe newspaper were jailed for going on strike for a 9-hour day. 10,000 people took to the streets demanding their freedom. The call for justice echoed throughout the country, and the first Trade Unions Act was won. Each new wave of immigrants discovered that in order to have a fair share of the prosperity they helped to create, they needed collective power, a united voice to fight for dignity and a living wage. From the very beginning, our unions adopted the principle that what we desire for ourselves, we wish for all. In the early decades, the Labour Council built campaigns for better working conditions and vital public services. We were one of the first advocates for equal wages for women. There was also a sweeping program for public ownership of transit, electricity, and the fire brigade. The Labour Council lobbied for public health measures, unemployment relief, and education for all. Unions helped elect candidates to school boards and city council, and in 1919, a referendum was won to create the Toronto Transit Commission. During the Great Depression, social improvement was the constant focus of campaigns. But women's rights were still denied, while in every aspect of society, systemic racism and bigotry were deeply ingrained. After the Second World War, the Toronto Joint Labour Committee for Human Rights was formed. It led a relentless campaign against racist practices by employers, landlords, and businesses. Across the country, unions fought to turn workplace benefits like health plans and pensions into universal social programs. In 1956, Labour Council was a founding partner of the United Way. The turbulent 60s and 70s saw the rise of health and safety activism and a women's movement for equality. Workers organized in new sectors, and solidarity was built across borders. The Labour Council expanded its role, building cooperative housing, training union members, and partnering in social services. There were political breakthroughs as well as setbacks. Free trade deals set the stage for massive job loss. The Ontario NDP was elected in 1990. But 5 years later, Conservatives unleashed a wholesale attack on workers' rights and public services. Unions mobilized, building alliances and a powerful resistance movement that featured a full general strike, the Metro Days of Action, in October 1996. The 21st century continues to bring many challenges to working people. Governments have embraced austerity, employers have imposed two-tier wages, and workers have endured tough strikes or lockouts. The new economy is expanding precarious work, and there is a vital need to challenge systemic racism in our society. The Labour Council works with community allies on many issues, from stopping privatization, to raising the minimum wage, to demanding good jobs for all. Unions have been deeply involved in struggles for public services and for an education system that gives every student what they need to succeed. To address the climate emergency, Labour is calling for a just transition to a low-carbon future. Today, the Labour Council represents over 220,000 union members in every sector of the economy. Working people in Toronto and York Region have come a long way since 1871. The gains we have won through collective bargaining and political campaigns could hardly have been dreamed by those who started 150 years ago. Together, we did transform society and lift up the quality of life of all Canadians. But what about the world of work today? Will there be decent jobs with dignity and fair wages? Will children be able to breathe clean air and live in harmony with their neighbors? If we look to the legacy of those who came before us, their wisdom and their courage, we find the answers. Together, we can find collective voice and fight for a better world. And as we continue this journey together, we will build the power of people to win social, economic, climate, and racial justice for generations to come.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. So it's away. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. So it's away. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. So it's away. So it's away.